So finally, I got to be in your shoes. Well, I know many of you who are buying home theaters, the first thing that you do is try to hop places or the experience centers in your city. You try to visit each one of them, you try to test their theater rooms, you try to test their audiovisual setups, and you try to understand what goes behind into that making of home theater and whether that experience, if you like, can you really bring it back to your home. Now, if that's the same thing that you are going through, I went through the same problem when I was at the ISE 2025 show and I visited 5 demo rooms. All these 5 demo rooms were done by different brands put together, and here's my review of all these 5 rooms. Now, before we start with the demo rooms, let me give you a little background about this ISE show. Now, ISE stands for Integrated Systems Europe, and this is a show which is like the world's biggest audio, video, lighting, automation show that happens on planet Earth, and it happens only once every year. It happens in the month of February, generally towards the start of February, and it happens at Barcelona, Spain. Now, this show is where more than 1500 exhibitors participate, and right from the big brands, each and everyone in the technology industry, especially in the audio video space, comes up with their own products and offerings and showcases them in a fantastic manner for visitors who are in the range of lakhs and lakhs of visitors from across the globe. Now, we as system integrators, we go there to understand what is happening in the market, what are the new trends that are coming up in each and every space. So that's the reason I visited, and I was fortunate to visit these 5 demo rooms. One demo room I missed, which I'll tell you towards the end, but these 5 rooms which I went and tested were really some of the best theatre rooms that were at display at the ISE 2025. Now, the first room that I visited at ISE actually happens to be the first booth that I even visited at the ISE show. So it was my first day over there. The first booth that I see in front of me is from Lyndorf, and that is where they had showcased a fantastic cinema room which consisted Steinway Lyngdorf speakers along with Lyngdorf amplifiers and processors, along with a Barco projector, which was a Barco residential laser projector, and all of this room was calibrated using the Lyngdorf's Room Perfect application. Now, if you want to know some more details about Room Perfect or other calibration softwares, then don't forget to check our video over here. Moving on, so the room had a configuration of 7.2.4, which is pretty standard for most of the cinema rooms. So I was not impressed by the number of it, but I was definitely impressed by the performance that I got to hear from these speakers. Some of the demo clips that they played included tracks of Bohemian Rhapsody as well as a Sonic animated movie, which had fantastic visual experience that I got using the Barco projector. Now, this room had a great queue as well. So while I was doing that, I thought, why not ask one of the executives at Lyndorf some more questions about home theater and the kind of technology they wanted to showcase. And here is what he had to say. So Charlie, why don't you tell us something about the system that's
in there?
In there.
Yeah, it's a 9.2.4 system using our Lyndorf audio processing, our power amps, our speakers, our subwoofers. We do the whole audio system, and then you've got a Barco laser projector. We've got a screen research screen, Mad VR on the video calibration, a Kaleidoscape movie server, Prime Theatre movie seats, and cinema build. So yeah, it's an impressive room.
Now, some of the things that I personally liked about this demo room was the speaker quality. Now, Lyngdorf speakers are made in Denmark, and it's a Danish brand which is like an artisanal brand. So they really spend a lot of labor behind designing and manufacturing the speakers, and all that love was really pouring out from the speakers. Especially the subwoofers, which were active subwoofers, were amazing and very, very impactful. Like, they did not have any boominess at all. The only thing that probably kind of struck the chord was the magnanimous experience that I was really hoping for, probably in terms of the number that was missing, and it was a 7.2.4 experience, as I told you at the start. The Barco projector was on point. The picture quality of that is really amazing. And to those of you who are really considering to build a premium home theater experience, which can go in the range of 50 lakhs to 1 crore, Barco should actually be in your bucket list. Now, overall, I would rate my experience for this room somewhere around 7.5 out of 10. The only 2.5 points that I want to cut off is probably the magnanimous experience that I was really looking for in terms of the number, which could have been 9.4.6 or something of that sort, which is probably a little more conservative, and that is the only reason why I feel 7.5 out of 10 is a good rating for this theatre room. Now let's move on to the second demo room that I witnessed on the same day. And this room was from Focal. Now Focal, as we all know, is a fantastic brand when it comes to home theatre. I am especially in love with their floor standing speakers, which can start right from Thiva series, Vestia series. But my more predominant choices in Focals are for the Arias and the Cantas. Now these speakers are in the floor standing range. And Focal has a separate in-wall category of speakers, which is 100 series, 300 series, then they have the Utopia series. But for the first time, they launched a new product in a little premium category of in-wall speakers, and that is the Cinema LCR. Now this Cinema LCR along with the Cinema sub-module are actually big box speakers which looks like floor standing, but they can go concealed behind the screen. And this is what they plan to showcase at their booth at the ISE. And the bass was really on point. It was rather very powerful subwoofer bass that I felt from the Focal subwoofers. But only thing that probably lacked a little bit was the kind of immersive experience that I really could not achieve. It maybe was because of the screen height was not at the eye level that it has to be. And these are some small mistakes that you should really avoid when you are doing up your own demo room at a show like ISE, and where you expect a lot of system integrators who are educated people in this industry will come and witness. So probably that was one big mistake that I felt Focal doing, which probably did not match with the audio experience. So the audio and the video had a little imbalance because of it. But overall the sound experience was also not up to the mark of Focal standards. So that room I would really not go beyond 6 out of 10 for that reason. Now the third room was actually not a proper cinema room, but the way they have kind of kept it cool really created that ambience which was meant for an immersive experience but in a more casual manner. And that is exactly what Sonos tried to showcase in their demo room with the Sonos Arc Ultra soundbar, which is the new soundbar. Then they had the base module, which is the wireless sub, the 4th generation sub, and they had the two Era 300s at the back for surround sound as well as for Atmos experience. Now we all know Sonos is one of the best soundbars when it comes to a Dolby Atmos experience, and I was very enticed to go and witness and sit in that room. Now obviously we do have their products up for our own demo, but watching it in that capsule, which was also like an oval shape, and the setting was pretty casual as I told you, it was really a very nice experience. They first started showcasing only the soundbar. Now when they played only soundbar, even that soundbar was giving a great experience, which I should actually sit with my soundbar and understand what am I missing out there, because the volume level was perfect. The bass was also kind of still there even without any additional subwoofer, and even without the surrounds, the Atmos experience was pretty vivid. Now apart from that, they also played the demo with the subs and with the surround models, and that is when people who were sitting besides me got surprised, because they could understand that even with a wireless technology like Sonos, they can still have a great immersive sound for their home theatre experience, and this can pretty work well in your environments too, especially if you're looking for a great immersive experience in your living rooms, bedrooms or compact media rooms. So overall, for the kind of funky design, the kind of capsule design that they did, along with the demo that they showcased, I think Sonos would deserve an 8 out of 10. I mean, the 2 points is because it's not a wired setup, it does not have a nomenclature in terms of numbers, but yet the sound was really impressive. They played music tracks, the animated clips as well as a regular clip, and all of these three things was really impressive. So for that immersive sound experience, I definitely want to give Sonos 8 out of 10 for their theatre room. The fourth demo room that I visited was of JBL. Now JBL is a home brand, right? Like we all have a deeper connection to it because we have grown up listening to that name. Now I was very much excited as well, but the moment I entered the booth, I did not see anybody who was willing to even talk about their products. There are hardly any executives who were even willing to showcase their entire lineup of products, including the JBL MA series of amplifiers, which we are still waiting for them in India. The theatre room was literally empty. There was no queue. There were hardly even 2 people sitting inside. The volume levels were extremely low in that theatre room. I was struggling to even understand what is happening out on the scene. And I was surprised to know that why would JBL, which is known for their loudness, not having the sound volumes at a little higher level. I mean, those were not even a standard volume level that we all have in our theatre room. It was that low. and that's why probably I was not very happy with the experience that I've had at the JBL booth. I'm not doubting their speakers. The speakers are great enough. No doubt the JBL synthesis range is really nice. I have myself got the SCL4s up for demo. We have installed SCL5, 6, 7s, which are the recent models. That room seemed pretty dead to me. The person also just turned up one demo scene and went out. We did not know what to do. I was trying to look out for remote if I could increase the volume by myself, but he had taken that too. So for these reasons, probably the experience that I got at the JBL booth was not the best at all, and that's why my rating would definitely be 4 out of 10. And these 4 are also only the courtesy to the brand and its standing and the speakers' real better output that they carry. The entire electronics of this system was run by the JBL's own series of amplifiers. They had even used the S-Deck, but they forgot how to really showcase it. I think most of the team was busy in the Samsung booth, which is now their parent company, and that had some fantastic video displays to showcase, for which don't forget to hit the subscribe button and keep watching more of our videos where we'll talk more on these video displays as well. Now the last and the final demo room that I finally managed to get an entry to was from Trinnov Audio along with Sony projectors and Pearleston speakers. Now this was one demo room that I saw crazy queues, and I finally managed to get inside that room because the demo lasted for 30 minutes. Now this room had that kind of experience that I was really interested to see. They had 8 subwoofers in the front wall, they had 6 subwoofers in the back wall, there were 6 speakers in the ceiling, there were 4 side surrounds, 2 rear surrounds and 3 front speakers. Now you can do the calculations and tell me what number it comes up to, but I am pretty sure that this is the kind of experience that you want to have in your big giant home theater rooms, where your pockets are deep and at the same time your ears are very well equipped to understand the kind of fine detailing that you want from a great hi-fi sound. Now Pearleston is a great brand to offer this. When matched with the Trinnov series of amplifiers and the processors, they go on the next level. Over here we could test it for the first time, the Trinnov's waveforming technology or the waveforming processors, wherein they try to literally pass the sound through you, and I could really feel that. I mean, the bass was never so tight and never so accurate that I have ever seen or witnessed in my life. That was the kind of audio experience that I've had. The projector was of Sony, and that was the flagship Sony projector model, which is 10,000 ANSI lumens, delivering laser technology and native 4K output using an X1 chip, which is fantastic chip to create some of the best colors and the best contrast levels on the screen. Now one important highlight that I would like to give out this room is that the entire room was built on a modular structure, which means that they have just got it assembled over here within a period of 2-3 days, and they were going to take it all back to a different setup, which means that all of the acoustic panels, everything was reusable, and they were all concerned about the sustainability. Now, why do I feel that this is one of the best demo room? I am not going to speak of it. I am going to make you experience it live. So here is the clip of that theater room.
Well, go ahead. But if Dad sees you walking like that, he's not gonna like it.
What have you got there? You found cheese? And not just any cheese. Tom de chevre de pay! That would go beautifully with my mushroom! And oh, there's rosemary! There's rosemary with, maybe a few drops from the sweet grass!
Well, throw it on the pile, I guess, and then we'll.
Now this room totally deserves a 10 on 10. And this is not just for the kind of great experience that they probably managed. I mean, all of this came together in life only and only because of the wise selection of the clips for the demo. If you look at the tracks, they were really properly articulated, they had properly shortlisted, and they knew what was it that people wanted. Now that kind of deeper understanding of brands is what you expect, especially at these kind of shows, and that is the reason why I feel that this Trinnov room deserves a 10 on 10. Now apart from these 5 rooms, there's only one room that I actually could not visit and give you my own evaluation, that is of Storm Audio. Now that was due to the long queues as well as less amount of time and number of days. But in case you guys have read about it or seen anything about that room, please let me know in the comment section and we can have some nice discussion around it. And in case you want to design your own home theater rooms, something that we have seen and tried and tested, then feel free to get in touch with me and my team using the link that is shared in the description, pinned comment as well as above. And for some more amazing content on ISE as well as on home theaters in India, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That's it from my end. I, Tanmay Mehta, your home cinema consultant or home theater wale bhaiya, will see you again in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.